So for my birthday this year, I decided to purchase these three books of Jefferson Nichols, 1938 to date to 2023. That's 193 coin spots that we are going to look to fill and to collect. How we're going to do that is right here. The second part of my birthday was to purchase a box of $100 worth of nickels. The first 10 rolls here on top do represent customer wrapped rolls. All of the rolls underneath it are all bank wrapped rolls, but they are all circulated. So no solid new year rolls in this whole box. So we're going to see if we can get out of 2,000 nickels, can we fill 193 spots? Now we know that we won't. This is going to be my prime focus book. I collect anything pre-1959 and including 1959, the older's nickels. Those are going to be the difficult ones here. And I know from my other collections, we're going to look right here with 2009 is also a challenge to come across. So we're going to see how many I can fill out over this. This is actually going to be 5 videos. I'm only going to do 10 rolls per video here just to conserve on time. And at the end of each video, of course, and at the end of this project, we'll see how many spots we actually do fill out of these 3 books. Okay, let's get started here. Got the first roll, customer wrapped nickels. Let's see what we have in this roll. I like looking at the edges, see if there's anything in particular or that looks older, newer, different coloration. I don't know if you can see some of that, but we'll pull out a couple of those first. Again, I'm going to be setting all of these aside in any particular order, but just to see where we're at here. So 1980. We'll make some piles up here, again, to fill that in. 88D. Mint mark. Let's see where we're at there. That's another 1980. And 87. A lot of 80s here. Another 87. That's a newer one. 2020. 80, 90, 2020. Let's see here. 2013. 1979. 2021. 2021. 2018, 97, 89. So nothing exciting in this roll here. Let's see here, 2001, 2020, 2020. Is 1980, 81, 18, 2013, 2021, 1990. Big glare on that. Let's see if we can get our focus a little bit better on that. 96. 88. Ooh, now there's something. I'll take a look at these a little bit more off camera. Let's get that focus. There we go. Something to look for on the 2004s. These are known to have some doubling in some of the letters, so I'll take a closer look off that 2004P. We'll do that off camera. 18. Let's go back out. 90. 89. A lot of 80s in this roll. Good year. We got here 2020. 2020. You see that one? I'm going to be curious on that one. 1999. 99. 2016. 2021. And 96. I'll save that one. Let's see if I can get that focus a little bit better. What do we have here? 75. It's the oldest one so far. 2020. 2000. 96. 93. And the bane of most nickel collectors' items, we have a dirty, interesting coloration, 1964. And so we flip around, and there's a no mint mark for that one. You'll see a lot of those in there. Roll number 2. Anything exciting on the edges here? Those will be some older ones, but no real discoloration. Nice new one there. I'll just start from that end. Let's see what's this first one I pulled up. No mint mark, 97. 2011. 73. 2021. 99. 91. 97. 96 and 76, the bicentennial year. 2002, 2007, 1972, Denver, 94, 81, and 2015. 2002, 21, 95, 93, 78, 2020, 2003, 1980, 2013, and 92. 91, 98, 2002, 2000, 95, 2002. Ooh, and there's another 64. And mint mark Denver. 17, 89, 2002, 2016, 82. 3 more here. 2016. Another 80. Another 2000. Alright, just so you guys can see what I'm doing up here, I'm breaking it up just into decades. Darken that up there. So we have the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, the teens, and the 2020s. So we'll have an ongoing collection when I go to fill in our sheets. So let's go with another roll, third and final roll that I'll do live. The rest I'm not going to bore you with. Got some interesting color in this one. He's right here. Oh, dirty, stained. That one is a 78. This one, no mint mark, 84. That's pretty dirty for an 84. That's a 1980, pretty beat up on the edge there. Let's see if there's anything of excitement in these real quick. Another 90. Oop, wrong pile. 84. 2010. 02. 03. 16. 90, 2001, 2014, 87, 85, 99, and 77. Excuse me. Nope, there's that infamous 64 again. 99. It's a wee bit dirty, but that is a 1970. 76, that bicentennial year. Dirty 2000. And 2010. 92. 2012. Another 77. 17 and 87. 99, 94, 99, 17, put all those 90s in the wrong spot. Up here, 2011, 14, 80, and 92. 83, 2007, 95, 75, and 79. So that's 3 rolls and nothing before 1964. So I'm just going to go through the rest of these rolls and I'll bring you back in, edit it down. So if there's something of interest or value, take a closer look at. All right, there we go. Roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll number 5 on this. It's our first one. Turned reverse side up like this is a D mint mark. Let's come over here for our focus. Get this a little bit darker there for you. There we go, and that mint mark is a little bit more like San Francisco mint mark. And so San Francisco, we're going to flip that over, and that is going to be a 1948. That's a good year. Definitely a keeper. I'm just checking my little cheat sheet here. This is actually a low mintage coin. So 1948 San Francisco had below 25 million minted. And where did I put my book? Let's take a look here. And we've got, I say 1948S with 11,300,000 minted. That will be a nice valuable one to put in that market. So first significant find and a low mintage key date nickel to boot. This one tends to happen, not often, but I do myself collect these as every once in a while we'll see our Canadian neighbor come in here. So that's what we have. 1999 Canadian found in this one. An exciting find, but for me, it's a collection. I have yet to buy a Canadian nickel book. I do have Canadian small cent books though, so I do keep those. We'll set that one aside. It's a nice old looking one, very well worn. What do we have? Oh, look at that. Let's see if we can bring that into focus a little bit better. Nope. Drop that down. That is a 1948 again. So we had the S mark, and this is Philadelphia. No mint mark. So two 1948s. Oh, another well-worn. Oh, 41. Look at that. 1941. That's going way back there. Jefferson's nickel started in 38, so we're not quite all the way to the beginning. And just checking a quick cheat sheet here, not a key date, but let's see what mint mark we have there. 1941, and no mint mark. So, all right, last roll. Let's see what we can find in this one. Ooh, dirty. 1980. 90s. Ooh, that's an interesting toning on that. 1980 D. 2000. 94. Definitely the popular decade. 70s, 77, 20, 20, 22, 1978. 01, 87, 95, 2004. Again, I'll check all the 2004 varieties off camera as I clean this up. 90s, 90s, 16, 06. Oh, there's that infamous 64 again. No, oh, what's that? Mint mark is a D. 11, 22, 16, 10, 77, 89, 91, and 19. Here's 68, and that is an S mint mark. Nothing significant about San Francisco in the 60s. That was a common date. It's not a proof. I think that's a proof. 1968 S. I'll double check on that one, but I'm pretty sure that is not a proof. Let's just see here. 68D, 68S had 100 million minted. So relatively common San Francisco. 23D, 19. Oop, there's another mint mark on the back. D. And, ooh, there's our first 50. 1954 Denver. And that is not a key date on that one, but that is our first 50s. 2016. 2000. Oop, there's that Modern Buffalo 2005 variety. I'll check later. 2015. 2013. 21. And the last coinage is another 21. Here's a recap of what the first 10 rolls of this box hunt found. We have 3 1940s, 1 1950s, 1960s, 70s. These are about 15 in each roll, so we're estimating 17 in the 60s and 35 in the 70s. Bunch of 1980s. 1990s was our hot decade. 2000s, 2000 and teens, and the 2020s. So considering that's only 3 years worth, there's a lot of coins from the more modern ones. Again, our significant finds here we'll look at closely. Our first one here, come on, focus, there we go. We have our Canadian. One Canadian, oops, flip that the other way, is a 1999 Beaver. I collect these just because I think Canadian coins are fun to collect. I have not bought that Canadian book yet. That's on my list to do. We have our 1941. And this is our no mint mark. The mint mark should be right there. 1941, no mint mark, so Philadelphia. On that common coin, we have our 1948. Nice looking, pretty good condition in there. A little bit of rubbing down. Backside, this is our 1948. See if I can get that to zoom in and focus. Oh, maybe a little too close. But that is our 1948 S, San Francisco. And again, 1948 S is a low mintage key date. Only 11 million of those were minted. And our final one here is a relatively dirty, but 1948. And this one is Philadelphia. So 41, 48S, and 48 Philly. No mint mark. We have our 1954, and this is our 1954 Denver, relatively common. 50 nickels, those are our keepers on that. So first roll, I'll come back here once I get them all in the books, and we'll take a look at how good we did with filling our books. All right, for the final recap, I finally got all the coins from the first 10 rolls put into the books. We had the 1941, again 203 million on that, not a significant date, but our pleasure here was our 1948. We had two from 1948. The 1948 Philadelphia, no date, 89 million. But most significantly, the 1948 San Francisco Mint. Only 11 million of those made. That is a key date, with less than 25 million being made out of that one. And page 3 of this first book, we also had a 1954D, 1960D, and a 1961D. So 3, 4, 5, 6 coins out of the first 10 rolls. That's again my key book that I'm going after, one key date. Book number 2, we're going to see a lot more when we look at the 1960s as expected. 1960s and the 1970s, still a couple gaps in there to fill. Here we go, 1970s to the 1980s, and that's where we're going to see again only 3 empty spots there on this page. And then the 1980s to 1995, only 2 empty spots there. Somewhat surprising, 1993 and 1989 still tend to be a very common date in circulation. But again, this was only the first 10 rolls, so got quite a few, not a lot, but a few to fill into that book. And then our final book. This is the one actually in the first 10 rolls I was thinking we would have been to fill, but we had the 1997D on there. We found all varieties. On this page, quite a few more. Of course, the 2009s I was expecting to skunk me again. I've been looking for those forever. But the Denver Mints, again, not uncommon. I am in the Midwest, so getting a Denver Mint's not always the most common. And then, surprisingly, again, was the 2023 P, not in those rolls. So that's the one I would have expected. Had plenty of D's, but so for the first 10 rolls, a good start. Good to filling out these books. More to come in the next video with the next 10 rolls. And again, what we'll be looking at filling is we've got all of these machine wrapped, and as you can see, you got good diversity of coins just on those enders there. Nothing significant jumping out at me right away, but we'll go through that for the next video.